Hello, chat. Welcome to another Sunday Reset Live. I am so grateful that you are joining today. If you are new here, my name is Liz. I am 30 years old and I have been creating content on YouTube for about 2 years. Right now, I am in the season of building my personal brand and also growing my YouTube channel and creating a space where I can share my journey of self love, healing, and growth. I'm still working a full time job, but slowly I am creating the life that I envision, one that feels intentional, with purpose, and that is truly mine. If you could hear me, please drop a one or say hi in the chat below. Happy Sunday. How are you feeling today? I am so excited to be on this live with you today and for us to do a weekly reset and just get in tune with ourselves and be in tune with our emotions. Hi, girlie. Welcome to the live. I hope that you have a journal ready because what we do on these lives, my desire and my intention is to be able to aid and build a space where we could come on a weekly basis and reflect on our week and also set an intention for the week ahead. As I share my own experience and how I'm currently feeling today, if you feel the desire to share, I would love for you to comment on the chat, or if you are catching this on the replay, let me know in the comments down below. My desire is for these lives to be interactive and to connect with one another so we could feel less alone as we navigate this beautiful life, but that is also challenging. So please use the chat below. I would love to connect with you today, and thank you so much for joining. Hello, welcome to the live. I'm so glad that you are here today. So we are first going to start with our weekly reflection. As I was going through how I wanted to do this live today, there was 3 questions that I came across, and I would love to go through these 3 questions together. So, the first question that I have for us today is what energized me this week? Take some time, reflect, and if you feel comfortable, please share with in the comments or in the chat of what energized you this week. I will share what energized me this week. So Friday, I took the day off and I really just used Friday to be able to get my energy back, to really tune into myself. And it was a lovely Friday. I didn't put any pressure on myself to wake up early. So I was able to sleep in. I went to go get my nails done. I went to go get a pedicure with my mom and my brother, which always fills me up being with them and spending time with them. I also was able to see my baby niece on Friday, and I really just took it easy. I took it slow. One of the things I was feeling this week, which leads me into the next question: what emotion did you feel the most and why? This week, the emotion that I felt the most was rushed. I really felt rushed. As if you've caught any of my other lives, why I'm doing lives now is because I've been feeling very overwhelmed and stressed with work, which has really put me behind, or what I feel behind in my content creation, because I haven't been able to edit vlogs or edit videos. So doing lives was a way for me to be able to remove that excuse of I'm not editing a video and really just show up and connect with my community and my supporters. So this week, I was still feeling a bit overwhelmed and stressed with work. And I knew that we had a long weekend ahead, right? I knew that tomorrow was a holiday and that I was going to have a 3-day weekend. So I was feeling really rushed throughout the week just to get my things done and to be in a place where I could really just turn off my brain and turn off my thoughts of what was causing me stress. And the reality is that my job currently right now is causing me a lot of stress. So I was feeling a little bit rushed this week to be able to just get to the weekend, get to Friday evening, so I could just shut off my computer and, turn my thoughts off and hopefully just tune into myself. So that is kind of the energy that I was feeling all this week. I would love to hear in the comments what energy you felt the most and why. If you feel comfortable sharing, please share in the chat. And then third question that I have here is, where did I practice self-love and compassion? And here, this question really resonated with me because this week I had to really tune into myself. And like I mentioned, I took Friday off. And for my job, I had a few things that I had to do Friday. And I really felt that I showed myself love, self love, and compassion by being open and asking for help, right? You sometimes feel very vulnerable to say, hey, I need some help. I need time to be able to be with myself. I'm not feeling my best. My mindset, needs a little bit of a refresh, right? And this week, I was able to lean into my coworkers to be able to cover me on Friday and cover the things that I had to do on Friday that required me to be on site. So I really felt that I showed myself self-love and compassion by being able to be open and really reaching out for help. As someone that is very independent, sometimes asking for help is really hard for me. But this week, I really had to just listen to myself, listen to my body, listen to my emotions, and say, you know what, I need an extra day this weekend for myself so I could come back on Tuesday, hopefully in a better mindset and in a better energy. And I was able to ask for help, and they were just so kind and always there to help me out. That's the thing about it, is that I know that people care for me and they are willing to help me. Just asking for the help sometimes is a little hard. So in that sense, I feel like I showed myself self-love and compassion, just really being honest with myself and being able to take that day off and do the things that were going to be filling up my cup to be able to move forward. So those are the three things that I feel that really helped me this week, is really just being honest in the way that I felt, as well as tuning into the emotion that I was feeling throughout the week, and then also being able to acknowledge that I also showed myself self-love and grace and compassion. So I'm going to drop in the chat the questions that we just went through. So if you want to reflect and are reflecting with me right now, we are able to do that together. So I'm going to drop the questions in the comments down below. These are the questions that I just went through. Okay, so as I was planning today's live, there's one phrase that continued to be like front and center for me and continued to be in mind, and it was so loud, and I kept thinking about it one day at a time. Sometimes I want to touch on the subject of one day at a time as we go into our weekly reflection. For one day at a time, what that means for me is sometimes as a person, I am a person that has really big dreams, and I am an ambitious woman. And there's things that I want to accomplish in this life, and I have a goal that I'm working towards. And sometimes when I focus on that goal so much, I think about the future, and I tend to realize when I am too focused on the future, too focused on the past, that's when my anxiety or my mental health isn't at its best, because I am focusing on things other than the present. So one day at a time, what that means for me, and what I feel that I was really feeling it, is that I need to be able to focus on the present moment and realize that even the things that I'm doing today are the foundation that is building up to the dreams, the goals I have to achieve in life. So one day at a time, right? When I was going through what did I want to talk about today, there was a little bit inside of me hesitating, like, do I really want to go live today? I was feeling a little bit tired earlier in the morning, and I was telling myself, like, yes, go live today, because one day at a time, this is what you told yourself, this is what you told your community, that you were going to be showing up every Sunday to be able to reset together and be honest and be vulnerable. And sometimes I feel that I want to show up as my best version of myself, because my intention and my desire is to inspire, to motivate, to be able to connect with people that are also looking to be the best versions of themselves. So sometimes I get in my head of, if I'm not feeling my best, am I truly showing up in what my desire is and what I feel that my purpose is? So today, when I was thinking about it, I'm like, one day at a time. Yeah, one day at a time. It is important, because there was a time in my life where it wasn't one day at a time. I had to focus on 1 hour or just half the day. My mindset used to be. And now that I am where I'm trying to return back to myself and I'm trying to find myself again, I tend to forget that I am not starting from zero, but I'm starting of where I am right now. I've learned a lot. I've grown a lot. I am a different person than what I used to be. I do have a mindset, a growth mindset, and I desire to really have a purposeful life and help as many people as I want. And I want to remember that I am starting from that phase, right? I'm not starting where I used to be. I'm starting now. I have tools, I have coping mechanisms that I've learned along the way, and being able to acknowledge that you're starting from a good place, even if you desire to be somewhere else, right? Or even if you desire for more, being able to be present and give yourself grace, I think, is really important. So one day at a time was just a really, really big thought in my head, and helping me realize, like, what you're doing today is preparing you for the days to come, and really acknowledge and be with yourself on your day-to-day basis. Enjoy the time that you have with your family, enjoy the time that you have with yourself, enjoy the little moments in your day. When I'm making my matcha in the morning, when I'm reading, when I am editing, like, really be in the moment and really cherish that moment. Because there's days, and there was days that I used to pray for this, that I used to dream about having a YouTube channel, that I used to dream about creating vlogs, knowing how to edit, being on live. So I definitely want to acknowledge the growth, even though in these current moments it feels hard and it feels heavy at times, because I'm not in the best mindset, or I'm not in the mindset where I feel necessarily that I'm thriving. But I want to acknowledge that I am making steps forward, and that I am building the foundation of the life that I dream and that I desire. So one day at a time. I want to know what one day at a time means for you. What does that look like for you? Tell me in the chat or in the comments down below. Hi, welcome to the live. I'm so glad that you are here, Yvette. Okay, so now that we have done our weekly reflection, we are going to go into our journal prompt. If you are new here, if you are new to the live, I truly believe that journaling has helped me a lot, in the sense of being able to release my thoughts, but also in a sense to be able to capture my growth. There are journal entries that I have wrote years ago, and I go back to them and I just think about how far I have come. I think it's a really good tool to be able to help you acknowledge your growth. So journaling has been a really big part of my growth, and I want to be able to share that space together with one another, and be able to utilize our journal prompt on our weekly lives to set an intention for the week ahead, and then also to be able to create a rhythm for these lives. So for today's journal prompt, the journal prompt that we have today is, what is one small thing that I could commit today that aligns with the life that I am creating? I'm going to comment the question in the chat, And if you have a journal, if you write it in your notes, on your phone, or even if you're just thinking about it, let's take some time to reflect on this journal prompt. I have my journal right here. The journal that I have is from Target. I love these journals, and they're fairly inexpensive. They're not that expensive. So I love the journal. I already have the question here for myself. I also love to put on some background music. I feel that music really helps me to get the thoughts going, to get the flow going. So again, the question for today's journal prompt is, what's one small thing I could commit to today that aligns with the life that I am creating? If you feel comfortable, please share in the chat below or in the comments. Again, the question is, what's one small thing I could commit to today that aligns with the life that I am creating? I'm going to put a little bit of some background music for us as we are doing this journal prompt together. Please let me know in the chat if the music is too loud. But let's go ahead and start our journal prompt. We will do our journaling for about 5 to 10 minutes. Again, what's one small thing I could commit to today that aligns with the life that I am creating? Let's go ahead and start with our journal prompt. I'm going to take some time to also reflect and to also write what is the small thing that aligns with the life that I am creating. Oh, I love that. I want to read the comment that Jackie just put on the chat, and she is referring to the question that we did for the weekly reflection, which was what energized me this week. Jackie said, one thing that energized me this week is doing physical activity, like going on a walk with my fur baby, which gives me significant energy boost and improves my mood. I love that. I agree. That was one of the things that I put an intention last week on the last live, is to be able to go outside, because I also feel that going outside, going on a walk does give me a lot of energy. And I was able to do that this week. Even if it's 10, 15, 30 minutes outside, just getting the energy, getting the vitamin D, the energy of, the greenery. If you also live in California, I'm very blessed and grateful to live in the Bay Area. So there is a lot of tree, a lot of greenery around me. And I always almost forget that I could just go outside and get a little bit of boost of energy. So I agree with you, Jackie, and I love that you shared that with us. If you are just joining the live, we are doing a journal prompt together. The journal prompt is, what's one small thing I could commit to today that aligns with the life that I am creating? If you feel comfortable, please also share on the comments down below or on the chat if you are on the live. If you are just joining the live, we are doing a journal prompt together. The journal prompt is, what's one small thing I could commit to today that aligns with the life that I am creating? So if you see me looking down, that is what I am doing. I'm also writing my journal prompt here. If you are just joining the live, we are doing a journal prompt together. The journal prompt that we're doing together for this Sunday reset is, what's one thing I could commit to today that aligns with the life that I am creating? If you feel comfortable, please share on the chat. I would love to hear what that is for you as well. Okay, I do want to share something. This is a milestone for me. We have reached 8 viewers on this live. This is my third live ever. And just thank you so much for everybody that is joining this live. I really, truly appreciate it. I desire to continue to show up, to create a community where we could share the highs and lows of this life, to be able to share my experience, my thoughts, everything that I have learned along the way of my own personal growth journey, with the desire that we are able to connect and that we feel less alone in this life. So thank you so much for everybody that is joining the live. I truly appreciate it. I am going to be going live every Sunday at 6:30 PST, and we will be doing a Sunday reset together, a weekly reflection, and a journal prompt. I would love for these lives to be interactive. So please, if you feel comfortable, comment on the chat and let's connect. Again, we're doing a journal prompt right now. The journal prompt is, what's one thing that I can commit to today that aligns with the life that I am creating? I am going to share the 2 things that I wrote down in my journal as well. So one of the things that I can do, small things that I could do that aligns with the life that I am creating, I desire to be a full-time YouTuber. I desire to be a full-time YouTuber. I desire to create product that is able to help us connect. So one of the things that I feel that aligns with the life that I am creating is to have dedicated time to editing. If you are not new here, you know that editing is new to me. This is a new skill that just when I started my YouTube channel 2 years ago, I barely started to learn how to edit. So editing is a little bit hard for me. It's really time consuming. And in the last few months, even thinking about editing, the thought of editing really drained me, and it almost just froze me. Like I could not move forward. I can't even tell you how many vlogs I have filmed, how many videos that I have that are just waiting to get edited so I could upload a long form video on my YouTube channel. So one of the things that I feel that I could do, and I did this yesterday, was dedicate 1 hour to just editing. Don't put a lot of pressure on myself as in like it needs to be done and completed by this day. But if I could just get into the momentum and have that habit be a daily habit for me, I will be able to make progress, move forward, and actually upload long form videos. Yesterday, when I did do that, I felt really good. And this always happens to me every time that I neglect the editing and I start doing it again. My creativity just comes back to me and I feel inspired again. And I feel that, okay, this is what I'm meant to be doing. I love this. I love this. I love being able to share my story, to connect with others. So yesterday when I was doing that, I'm like, you need to really hone in on this energy and really hold it tight and move tomorrow with the same type of energy. And I was able to do that. I did 1 hour of editing today. So that is the one small thing that I feel that I could do that aligns with the life that I desire, because I desire to be a full-time YouTuber. The second thing that I put, I'm kind of doing it right now, is being open and sharing my YouTube journey and my lives. So I want to be ambition that I have of being a full-time. When you speak it into existence, you attract yourself. So I want to be able to really talk about this part of my life, this part of who I am, of being able to create this YouTube channel, grow this YouTube channel, and grow the community here. I don't talk about it often. I feel that this journey has been a very personal journey, even though I am sharing it on YouTube and people watch my videos. I do not talk about it a lot, and I want to be able to actually talk about it. So if someone at work asks me, "Hey, how was your weekend?" I want to be able to say it was great. I joined my YouTube live. I was able to connect with my audience. Like, I want to be open about it because I know that if my desire is to be a full-time YouTuber, I have to act like I already am. And I have to speak and not shame, because there's no shame in being a full-time YouTuber, but I think because I know that my journey is in the beginning, I'm like, is it appropriate to share right now? Do I feel as comfortable sharing about it? Would I be embarrassed if someone came, saw my YouTube videos from work? And the thing is, no, you cannot be embarrassed about you trying something and going after your dreams. You are worth going after your dreams, and you are worth showing up for yourself. And this is something that is true to me, to my heart, that I feel really, really passionate about. If I didn't, I would not be showing up. Even if I feel that I'm not fully prepared for it, I am still showing up because this is important for me. So I want to be able to speak about it a lot more, be open about it, and just sharing that I am doing this because I truly believe in my community. I truly believe that sharing our experience helps us connect and helps one another to gain different skills and gain knowledge from each other's experiences. So those are two things that I feel are small steps, but that really align with the life that I am creating. I would love to hear if you are comfortable sharing in the chat what you are committing to that aligns with the life that you are creating. I am just so intrigued and want these lives to be interactive and for us to, if you feel comfortable enough, please share in the comments or on the chat. But that brings us to the end of our journal prompts. I just want to say thank you so much for everyone that joined this live. It means so much to me. I truly, truly appreciate you. I just desire to build a space where we could connect, where we could share the highs and lows of our lives, and that we are able to feel a little bit less alone. This life is a beautiful life. I do believe that you create your reality, and that you can achieve anything that you want. You are worth showing up for. You are worth dreaming big and having ambition and having a desire and going after it. I truly do believe that. So these lives are for us to connect, to do a weekly check-in with one another, and to be able to set an intention for the week ahead. I hope to show up every single Sunday at 6:30 p.m. PST. And I'm really, really glad. I'm really grateful that you joined this live today. We've reached another milestone. We reached 8 viewers on this live, and I am just so grateful. Thank you for making my dreams come true. I truly, truly appreciate it. And before we log off, I do want to read some of the comments that are here. Thank you so much, Jackie, for feeling comfortable with sharing with us today. So, what is one small thing that you are doing that aligns with the life that you are creating? One small thing that I can commit to today that aligns with the life that I am creating would be able to go out there and promote my small business. Yes, yes, I love that. Yes, we need to promote your small business. I'm going to write Jackie's small business in the comments down below. She makes beautiful flower arrangements here in the Bay Area. If you are interested, you could find her on Instagram. I love that, Jackie. I hope to see more things on Instagram, seeing you promote your small business. Yes, and also not being intimidated to talk to new customers. Yes, I get really shy and anxious as well, but when you are aligning yourself to the life that you are creating, you are opening opportunities. And this is one thing that I truly believe and that I've heard many times on my personal growth journey. An opportunity is not going to present itself if you are not ready. I hope that that also resonated with you and connected with you. Jackie, thank you so much for sharing. And thank you, everyone, for joining this live. Again, I really appreciate you. And I will see you on my next video or on my next live next Sunday. Thank you so much for joining. I hope that you have a wonderful day. Happy Sunday. Thank you so much again. Bye.